A major legal update tonight involving Sean Combs. Combs' legal team has filed a request for an expedited appeal, asking a federal court to quickly review and potentially overturn his recent conviction. The filing was submitted to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, which oversees federal cases in New York. In court documents, Combs' attorneys argue that the sentence imposed by the trial judge does not reflect the jury's actual verdict. The court improperly considered evidence related to charges on which Combs was acquitted when determining the length of his sentence. The defense is requesting that the conviction be overturned or, alternatively, that Combs be released or resentenced while the appeal is pending. Combs is currently serving his sentence at a federal correctional facility in New Jersey. At this time, the appeals court has not scheduled oral arguments, but the request for expedited review could shorten the typical appellate timeline. A ruling in this case could have broader implications for how sentencing decisions are evaluated in federal appeals, particularly in cases involving acquitted conduct.
Well, let's talk about the appeal. One of the arguments that I'm sure will be raised in the appeal is the judge's consideration of what you all will call the acquitted conduct, whether it was the threat of force or violence or fraud or coercion. That's a specific element in the crime of, say, sex trafficking. RICO and all the different entities taking place there. The judge said at sentencing, I'm not thinking about those things. But there were moments I had to say, well, if violence was not a specific element of what he was ultimately convicted of, you taking in consideration the violence does speak to that. Is that the heart of the appellate argument, that the judge is factoring in the very things the jury said we don't buy?
That is one of our primary arguments that the court, and to be clear, I respect our judge immensely. I think he gave us a fair trial. I would never say anything different. But we do disagree on some legal things, I think. And one of our chief appellate issues is going to be that the court used acquitted conduct, we believe, to enhance Mr. Combs' sentence to something more than he would have if he had not used that acquitted conduct.
Stay tuned with the Crown Source reports on Polaris, representing the culture by the culture.